Hi, we're Comma, and Comma is Comma Box.
And comma is comma room.
It's a time when we need to be asking questions, and that's the central idea of Comma. So we have conversations with artists and writers, and the main output of what we do is called Comma Box, and it's an annual edition of objects. We invite a group of artists every year to collaborate with us. They usually come to our studios for a week. We do a lot of talking and we do a lot of laughing, a lot of back and forth. But they're built on these conversations, and that's what's so interesting about it, especially right now when we're a culture of drop-offs. You know, trying to get our essential items delivered to us. It's important to remember that art is essential too. So, comma is delivered to your door.
Another way that we feature the artists in the box is through comma room. So we develop an exhibition, we curate from their studio practices, from our own studio practices that are separate, from all the things we've done together to make the box. And then we basically try to expand on the conversation that's happening within the box, but using larger scale works within an architectural context.
So sometimes we'll actually build the comma room, some kind of creative armature for the gallery space and not use the walls at all. For shed space, we've decided that the architecture is so perfect for our current volume that we're going to actually use the space as is. But it's been interesting to try to deal with, how are we going to create this exhibition virtually for the time being, when there really is no physical space to work with.
Right. So you made the model of white spec long before we had to all go and self-isolate, right?
Yeah.
And that turned out to be super prescient, because then I was able to use an image of that model and images of all the objects in the box to make a pretty, let's say, bad animation, but also kind of wonderful in its kind of ham-handedness, and this complete inability to touch anything that I was manipulating. So learning how to make this happen and read in a certain way. Then with Shed Space, you actually cobbled together the whole space by using a whole wide range of images you found online of shed space.
Susan offered to go take a picture of shed space for us, but we said no, because that wouldn't really reflect the way we're living right now, right? So, I cobbled together some images that I found online and recreated shed space, a digital image. And then I wanted the works. So let me just say that also with the comma room, what we're trying to do is showcase the artists who we're collaborating with. So during that first year where we're pushing where we're kind of pushing the idea and getting the work out, we're using that as an opportunity also to build up these artists who have worked with us. So we're showing their individual works from their practices. But I wanted the works to kind of float in that space, so they didn't really land anywhere for any length of time, because there's no need, there's no gravity, there's actually no physical space at all.
Right. And then there was that Zoom conversation between all the core collaborators, where we talked about so much and played around with so many different objects, but the ceramic masks were just so impactful. And then you incorporated that into the video as well, with Aaron Blue reading Ars Poetica for the Future.
Maybe I should take the time just to talk about the origins of this particular box, which is called I'm Never Coming Home, which was begun in 2016. Barbara Weisberger was the person that we invited first to be kind of the lead collaborator on this project. And then we asked her to invite someone, and of course she invited her her collaborator, often collaborator, Eleanor Aldrich. And so Eleanor and Barbara and Carolyn and I are the four core collaborators, but we knew immediately that we wanted to use Erin's poem, which had already been written and published. But it was so perfect for this idea that we had come up with, which was the idea of preppers and what does it mean? And we really were trying to sincerely look at what are they thinking? What are preppers thinking? What are they thinking about? What would we as feminists and as artists think would be essential to have in a go box? So I mean, some of it is funny and tongue in cheek, but some of it is also all of it is sincere and heartfelt.
Yeah, so interesting. But yeah, I'd like to chime in and say thank you to Susan and Emily at Whitespace. Such a great opportunity for us, and we're having so much fun.
Right.
So, bye.
Bye. Everybody stay safe.
Put my mask back on.